You feel empty and you have tried everything to hide it. You dress it up, you distract yourself, you chase people, you post happy pictures, and still, when it's quiet, and there's no noise left to cover it, you feel it. That strange silence that deep down, and that quiet voice in your mind that whispers, something's wrong with me. But I'm here to tell you, it's not what you think. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are empty because they took everything from you. Let's go back to the beginning. Before the emptiness, before the numbness, before you became the silent version of yourself, you were full once. You were wild, curious, brave, loud, alive. You felt everything. You wanted everything. You saw magic in place other people walked past. And you weren't afraid to scream. You weren't afraid to dream, to love, to believe. But then it started, slow at first, small, invisible cuts that no one noticed. But you felt them all. The punishment for being too loud, the shame for crying too much, the coldness when you asked for more, the guilt for wanting something different. They told you to calm down, to stop asking so many questions, to stop being too much. And so you did. Little by little, you folded yourself into a quieter version of who you were. You stopped expressing, stopped demanding, stopped hoping. You became what they wanted. Because what is emptiness really? It's the space that used to be you, the real you, before the masks, before the performance, before the constant pretending. You don't feel empty because you are broken. You feel empty because you are missing. You abandoned parts of yourself to survive a world that punished your soul for being too alive. And they never told you that. They never told you that. They told you to be happy, to be grateful, to be positive, to be normal. But how could you? How can you be full of life in a world that only accepts you when you are dying inside quietly? You scroll through your feed and see smiles, perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. And somewhere inside you wonder, why don't I feel like that? Because it's not real. It's not even real. Most of them are as empty as you. They have just learned how to package their emptiness better. They wear brands instead of purpose. They post wins instead of truth. They sedate themselves with distractions. And the system loves this. Because the emptier you are, the more you consume. The more you obey, the more you doubt, the more you stay small, the more they win. Now let me tell you something. Something dangerous. If you start to feel again, if you stop pretending, if you begin to reclaim your soul, you will become uncontrollable. You are afraid to walk alone, afraid to disappoint, afraid to break the mold. And that kind of person, they can't be, if you are not afraid of that, you can't be manipulated. They can't be, that kind of person, they can't be destroyed by rejection. They become a storm, a mirror, a truth. But first, you have to do something terrifying. You have to stop running from the silence. You have to sit in the emptiness. Breathe in it, stare it down. You have to ask yourself the question you have been avoiding for years. When did I lose myself? You were never too sensitive. You were emotionally intelligent in a world that thrives on numbness. You were never too dramatic. You just felt things deeply, and that made the people around you uncomfortable. You were never too intense. You were just unwilling to live half alive. They couldn't handle your fight, so they told you to draw it. And now you are here frozen, dull, numb, achieving things that don't excite you, chasing people that don't fulfill you, living a life that you don't want to live. In that depression, they taught you to perform instead of feel, to chase instead of receive, to impress instead of connect, so you became what they applauded: high functioning, productive, quiet, but at what cost? You lost your hunger, you lost your voice, you lost the most scared thing of all, your connection to your own truth. It wants you polite, because when you wake up, when we stop being hungry for things that don't feed your soul, they lose your attention, they lose your energy, they lose your submission, and you gain everything. Let me say something brutal clear. Your call back home. Stop trying to fit in. You have been trying to silence all your pain with people, with pleasure, with fake smile in a life that you don't want it. You don't want that life. You see, there's a lie they fed you your whole life, that if you achieve enough, you will finally be happy. That if you are attractive enough, rich enough, productive enough, loved enough, then the pain will leave. But here's the truth: they don't want you to realize you don't get full by achieving. You get full by remembering who you were before the fear, before the silence, before the masks. Because success without self-connection is just a better prison, but it's prison anyways. You are not. This is not freedom. Who are you? Who are you? Make that question. Who are you? Before the fear. I want to tell you something that may save your life. Your worth is not something you earn, it's something you uncover. We are not here to be consumed. We are not here to entertain. We are not here to constantly prove yourself. We are here to return to your power. And you cannot do that while living in a lie. The lie that says you have to be liked to be valuable. You have to be chosen to feel worthy. That's not truth. That's programming. It's time to install it. You don't feel empty because you are behind in life. You feel empty because you are disconnected from your truth. And truth is not found in external validation. It's found in stillness, in your breath, in the moments no one sees, in the questions that make your chest ache. It's uncomfortable to healing. Healing is uncomfortable. I don't know how to say it anymore. I don't know. You are still here, still hungry. That means something. That means you are ready to stop chasing a life that doesn't feed you, ready to stop performing for people who don't see you, ready to stop being available for a system that profits off your pain. And to do that, you have to be willing to break the illusion. Let's break it right now. You have been trained to be a good consumer, not a conscious creator. And so every time you feel a void inside, what do? You look outside. More scrolling, more dating apps, more videos, more food, more self-care, more self-care routines that don't heal anything, more buying, more numbing. But here's the trick. Every time you run to the outside world to fix an internal emptiness, you are abandoning yourself again. You are saying yourself you are not enough. The system doesn't care about your pain. It only cares about your dependence. They need you to stay needy, because needy people spend more. Needy people obey more. Needy people don't question the rules. That's why your emptiness is profitable. It's good for business. That's why they keep you disconnected from your body, from your truth, from each other.